Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on Broadway World or over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, now on iHeart and also on Spotify. You know, I'm married to a former nurse, and nurses have crazy stories. And as a teacher, I once had a student eat an AirPod. Yes, I did. I think our next guest may know about things like this. Over 60 million views, television specials. I think one of the most honest and crazy and fun voices in comedy, and she's coming to New York City. You got to get your tickets. She's coming to Westside Comedy Club. Bringing Nurse Rachel with her, and she's got a podcast. The funny thing is as well, I haven't been on it yet. Nicole. No, I'm kidding. I'm not Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, but we are excited that Nicole is here. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'd kid about your podcast, but it's really fun and funny.
Come on it immediately.
I was straight once and then I became gay, and I have my own story.
I don't have any of those. Yes, I want that.
I was married and now I'm married to a man. You know, you have to try all the ice cream flavors.
How long were you married to a woman? I'm fascinated.
Like a year and a half.
That's enough.
And then she had this is not about me. She might have had a baby with another man while we were married. And then I said, you know what's the best revenge? To be gay.
I am flying you out to LA for this interview.
I'm available. Let's go.
Are you kidding me?
You're amazing. Your story is amazing. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, man. A very wild ride.
You know what I love about you? I believe you're from like the mid, like Kansas City.
Yes. In fact, we just moved back yesterday.
Wait, you moved back to Kansas City yesterday, and now you're in New York.
We literally I drove a 5-year-old with me from LA to Kansas City. It's a 23-hour drive. We stopped in Albuquerque for the night, and we got there at 4 p.m. yesterday, and then flew out at 7 a.m. to come to do New York.
That's called life on the road.
That's life on the road. Yeah. So we are not settled at all. Everything's in boxes, but yeah, that's what we're doing.
Well, yeah. She left her 5-year-old in her new home for you to go to make you laugh. So go to WestsideComedyClub.com to get the few tickets that are left.
Please.
How did you go from Kansas City to the Groundlings to LA to 60 million views?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Groundlings was, I think, 2009. I went out there. I wanted to be a very serious actress. That lasted for 2 days. And then I auditioned for the Groundlings and worked my way up to Sunday Company, which is like their conservatory. And that's kind of where they prep you for like Saturday Night Live. And then I actually was in it with Heidi Gardner, who's now on SNL. And she's amazing. And she's also from Kansas City. So she's also my hometown girl. And after that, I started doing stand-up, but I still had my character background from Groundlings. And I started doing a character called Nurse Rachel, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3. And she went viral pretty hard. There she is. That one.
That's my drag name, Bottoms Up. She went 60 million views and counting.
It's insane. The first, I think, dozen videos were me just telling stories, and it's based on my cousin Rachel, who's an OR nurse in Nashville, thick Southern accent, baby. And then it's matching her with my dad's comedy, and I love my father, but he does dad jokes and puns, and that's it. And so he was joking. He goes, "You get your sense of humor from me." And I was like, "Dad, I could never tell one of your jokes." And I go, "Maybe one of my characters would." So I put that out there, and she started getting a lot of love. And then I showed my first X-ray, which I believe, how graphic can I get on here?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. It was a woman who had gotten her husband violently drunk, and he passed out. And she'd also given him like 9 Benadryl because she caught him cheating on her with several women. And she decided to stick 9 screws inside of his pee-pee, inside of his penile shaft. And that is the first video that hit like 12 million overnight. I think it was literally within 36 hours. And I was like, oh, what? what should I do? And everybody's like, you just have to keep doing that. That's your thing. You just have to keep doing that now. And she was arrested. She spent 18 months in county. They reunited and they've been together for another 7 years. Honey, they are happy as a clam. And I otherwise it's a sexual assault story. Like I wouldn't tell that if it did not have the ending that it did. He's a very faithful church-going man now. So I'm just, these are the stories that I get told. This is what happens.
Wait, I have now all my line of questioning has changed. Have you ever talked to them?
She's the one who sent it to me because I've been doing the stories and she's like, boy, do I have a story for you. And she goes, and I go, look, you have to sign a waiver. I have to know that nobody died. I have to know there's no children involved. I have to send it to my friend who's a radiologist that can make sure the person's over 18 years old. And then you just have to sign the waiver saying that it's okay that I interview you. That's usually what happens. I mean, the majority of them are public domain. They've been on CNN, or they're in a medical journal. But this was one that was like, I have a story for you. And I was just like, girl, I can't tell that story because that's illegal and that's assault. And she's like, oh no, we're together. We're thinking about having children. And I'm like,
it works still.
It still works. And she's like, oh yeah, it's great. I'm like, oh, it's like Frankenstein. I don't know. She like filled it up like a Pez dispenser. I don't know what's happening.
It's got the bolts, right? Literally the bolts.
The nuts and bolts of it. Yes, yeah.
These are the things that you could be hearing about and watching by following you on social media.
It's wild.
And being a part of it all. All the links and all the stuff is below us. So I'm obsessed with the nurse. I'm obsessed with the stand-up. I'm obsessed with the podcast. What is an evening of stand-up like for you?
So right now it's half me just doing regular stand-up, usually talking about my last special, which was Mama Drama, and finishing that out for the end of the year. And that does really well on its own. Yeah, that's me. And that is actually my daughter. Go figure. That's what you do when you schedule a photo shoot during nap time. That's what happens when that happens. And then the last half of my hour that I get to do, the last half is Nurse Rachel. So I literally exit stage. My opener comes back out and introduces Nurse Rachel as if she's her own thing. And I brought x-rays. So I'm bringing x-rays.
The receipts are there. So you're going to hear the stories. You're going to hear and you're going to give us some of the greatest hits of Nicole and of Nurse Rachel.
Yes. I mean, they are life size. They are like poster size. I should have just brought one over, but there's poster size of these x-rays that really hit. They're the most popular. And then there's a few new ones, but they're the most popular. Yeah.
This is going to be so much fun. What a fun. Everybody needs to go out and get your ticket. It is the perfect thing to do on a Friday night in New York City.
Yes.
To come to a comedy show.
Yeah. And also if you are a first responder, that somehow like my audience has morphed from mothers to now, like in Arizona, I think we had 25% nurses, and the stories they share with me afterwards. And I'm like, can I use that? They're like, no, you can't use that. I don't want to tell you what happened. I was like, okay, great. And they are wild. Then we have prison guards that share a lot of stuff. These jobs, these are not for the faint of heart. Firefighters that have stories that I'm just like, how do you guys do this without laughing your butts off? The amount of times they open a door and somebody's completely nude in the middle of the day. I'm just like, I don't know how you guys do that.
No, that's funny because speaking of my home, my ex-nurse, he left nursing. My ex-nurse husband, I fight with him because he sleeps in full clothes in case of a fire because he feels like if he doesn't have underwear, socks, pants, shirt, if there's a fire, and I said, if there's a fire and I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, well, world, you're just going to get what you get.
You get what you get. That's how I wouldn't even think about it until after all of these stories that I've heard where they're like, oh, the amount of times that people are just like naked in the middle of the day. And he's like, not the patient, like the other people in the house. I'm like, what?
You kind of hit it. Besides the nurse, your story and your personal story became quite the story as well. And you're very vulnerable. How did you turn something that most people keep in their personal? Like you blasted it on television, on stand-up specials.
Oh yeah.
Was it scary?
No, I think, but I think I'm an overshare. You know what I mean? I think that there's people that overshare because, I mean, I know exactly why I overshare because I had insecurities of people not knowing the real me as a kid. And so that turned into an adult who doesn't keep her mouth shut. So that's where that comes from. And also sharing that stuff I find is really relatable. And you know this, having a podcast and everything. Um, when you get guests on, if it's relatable and hits with your viewership, like it's the best. Like that nothing beats that.
No, and it makes people feel seen, and it really helps people. I'm sure when you told your story, it heals people, it makes people feel good, and all of that. How is you talked about your daughter, you moved, you co-parent, you have quite the story about your family.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I actually brought her and my husband because now I'm married, but I did single motherhood for the first few years. Tough stuff. Do not recommend, but it does make you stronger. It gives you grit and weight gain. But the fact that I have a husband now who's playing with her at Central Park is like full circle. Do you know what I mean? Like it all worked out the way it was supposed to. I still get to perform in New York. I still get the love of my life with a baby, just not in the traditional way you would think. And so like, yeah, it's been out of sorts. Co-parenting is interesting. I mean, we're now going to be co-parenting from different states, but we've always decided that like we were going to put Everly first no matter what. So yeah.
People listen, if you can hear Nicole and you can, and she can make it happen and be a big old star and you can get your life together as well.
Yes. Oh, if I can do it, anybody. And I know that's such a cliche thing, but I'm like, the amount of times I've been on a bathroom floor crying, trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
My sister-in-law, my brother just had a baby. It's 6 months old. Oh. And she went back to work today. Today's her first day back. My mom is taking care of the baby. And the guilt and the nerves and the anxiety of a new baby and what they eat and what they wear, like moms have to relate to the stories that you tell.
Oh yeah. I mean, 6 months is you're in the trenches, and like the sleep deprivation, all of that, I had a really rough delivery. So the recovery from that, I had a great pregnancy, and I never gloated about it, but you could tell women, they were like, oh, I'm so glad you've never been nauseous. And I'm like, no, I'm having a great, and then, the universe paid me back with a terrible delivery. And I was like, never mind, this sucks. So yeah, to go through all of that, super relatable to moms in the audience, but also, they also come up afterwards and share some of their stories about motherhood, especially the crazy things they did when they were sleep deprived. We should not be operating motor vehicles. That's like, yeah, it's a military torture tactic for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yes, and there you go. But you made it, and now you have your beautiful daughter and your beautiful family, and we're here for and all of the fun things that you have coming up. I read that you're working on, like, there's television projects, there's more specials on the way, more new material. How do you find the time to work on crafting jokes and being online?
Yeah, I drug my daughter so she's asleep. I'm just kidding. Yes. No, luckily, I have my husband, Matt, now. So he, and we have shared custody. So anytime that she's not with me, it's a hustle. Like that's when I'm out hustling the most. When I have her is either when like I brought her to New York, or I try to include her in those trips so that, and like most comics tour 42 weeks a year, and I'm maybe doing 28, 30, because I want to be at home. I just pick and choose the ones that I really want to do. Yeah, and that's why I'm like excited to be. And did I answer the question? Now I'm thinking I didn't answer the question.
Yes, of course you did. Well, if you're like, while we're talking, if you're not in New York, if you're in Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, Washington, I'm so proud I know my abbreviated states. I said, Montana, where is that? You can see Nicole. She's coming across this entire country. What's it like? Is the audience is different in?
Oh my God. And oh my gosh. Yes. I did I was raised Catholic. My husband was raised Christian. Neither of us are, participating at that anymore. But I do a joke about Christian versus Catholic because I thought they were the same thing. And my husband was like, they're not. And I was like, but we believe in Christ. And he was like, yeah, I can't tell my parents that though, because they're devout Christian. I was like, oh, it's like Christianity versus Catholicism. It's like iPhone versus Android, they both serve the same function, but one of them thinks they're superior to the other. If I do that joke in Texas versus New York, it's a very different response. And I love it both ways. You know what I mean? I love it both ways. So,
but you tell the joke in both places.
Oh yeah, I'll still tell the joke. And my thing isn't even that like Christians think they're better than Catholics or Catholics. It's like that either one thinks that they're better, but we're all doing the same thing, right? Like, so that's the joke I try to make. I do maybe lighten it up a little bit more in the South than I do in New York. New York, I just let it rip. It's the amount of jokes that I've gotten away with New York that I've not gotten away. This is the one place where I get away with the most stuff.
I get it. I love it. Yeah. I grew up Italian, Irish, Jersey, Catholic.
Yes, Irish, Italian, Catholic. Yes.
And then my husband is Black Detroit Christian, pastor's kid.
Okay, so did you know that there was that big of a different? Like, I thought, we all believe in Christ. Like, we're cool, right?
Like, I have godparents, and they dump you as a baby, and then you have the hosts, and then you have confirmation, and you pray the rosary to the Blessed Mother. And he was like, "No, you don't."
No, we don't.
I said, "What do you mean?"
My husband's like, "Are you basically pagan? What is that?"
I was, you don't pray to other gods. Like, I'm just saying, no, Mary's the mom. Like, that's the one girl. No.
Other saints, don't pray to other saints.
No. My grandmother would die. Saint Anthony is like, the
founder of Lost Things. I was just going to say that. I was praying to him the other day, and my mother-in-law was like, "We don't do that. Just go find it."
My grandmother signed my birthday card with 13 X's and O's because his saint day was on the 13th.
I love that. You know who St. Anthony is. I love it so much.
This is a whole new world for me out here. I don't understand. So if you want to hear stories like this, your vibe, Nicole is your person to come out.
Wild.
Come out and see. So to stay up to date, we can follow you on social media.
Yes, at Nicole Burch Comedy on socials, and NicoleComedy.com is my website with my touring schedule.
And the tour schedule, and out on the road and all across this country.
Yeah.
And you can see, I'm ready for, everyone needs to go get your tickets, but then binge watch the specials, watch this social media, fall in love with the nurse, Rachel, does your cousin love this, or is this become?
Loves it. She's coming to my Kansas City show and she eats it up. She loves it.
She probably tells everyone I'm the real nurse Rachel.
Oh, if I performed just for her hospital alone, I think I'd have 3 sold out shows. It'd be unhinged.
Well, shout out to all the medical professionals and first responders.
Yes.
Thank you for honoring them with your comedy. I'm obsessed. I'm going to be listening to your podcast on vacation next week. I will be checking you out. And when you come, I'm now in Detroit. So my Midwest friend here, when you come to the Midwest.
I would love to.
I don't know what comedy clubs in Detroit, like Chuckles, Detroit. I don't know. We're going to find one.
Yeah. I was just there in December because I had to fly in to go to Lansing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be there, and we'll be there. And everybody that's here, westsidecomedyclub.com is where you can see it. And if you're around the country, look for the tour dates and check out the podcast as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're so much fun. I had the best time. Thank you for being here.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a good time. Come to my podcast next.
Oh, done.